All right, now that we got the right cap on, I just want to welcome back everybody in the M&S universe, boys, girls, teams, captains, fans alike, you name it. And I crunched the numbers, and I've drawn up the charts. And yes, I'm exhausted, but I'm here to break it down for you. First and foremost, the teams that are finished with their 12-game schedule. By the way, I'm about to break down the playoff scenario for everybody with a few games left on the schedule. So the teams that finish with their schedule, kaboom, they're done. 8 wins, 4 losses. They're locked in the playoffs, top 3 seed. They could potentially finish with the number 1, or even they could even go lower than that. We'll find out in a minute. The Longhorns, also 8-4. They're locked in as well, but they're battling kaboom for the top seed and potentially even King Solomon, which we'll get them into the mix in a minute. Vandalay Industries, they are done with their schedule at 5-7. They are on the bubble, and their fate depends entirely on what the other teams do. Those 3 teams, they're waiting. Nothing they can do about it. Let's just see how the rest of the schedule plays out. Now let's dive into it. Here are the teams that are still playing. King Solomon Part 2 is 5-3 with 4 games remaining on their schedule. If they go 4-0 and sweep the next 2 matchups, they finish at 9-3 and they are the number 1 seed. If they go 3-1 and land at 8-4, they're tied with Kaboom and the Longhorns, and the seeding will come down to tiebreakers. If they split and go 2-2, they finish at 7-5, and they're still safely in. If they go 1-3 or 0-4, they can get dragged into the chaos at 5-7. Staying Alive currently is 5-5 with 2 games remaining. They're playing King Solomon. If they win both, they finish at 7-5, and they are in. If they split and go 6-6, they are likely still in, but it depends on how the bottom feeders shake out. If they lose both and finish at 5-7, they're right in that 5-7 bubble with Vandalay. Now the Bananas currently are 3-7 with 2 games remaining on their schedule. If they win both, they get to 5-7, and they're alive for that last playoff spot. If they lose even 1 game, they're eliminated. Thundering Hooves, who are the biggest wild card team out there, because every game, every inning, they have a million base runners. They just never cash it in. However, they're 2-6 with 4 games remaining. If they somehow win out and finish at 6-6, they can sneak into that 5 seed. If they go 3-1 and they finish 5-7, they're in that mix. If they split or worse, they are out. Now here are the tie scenarios. If 3 teams end up tied at 5-7, say Vandalay, Staying Alive, and the Bananas, then we go to our special rule. The first check is head-to-head. If one team swept the others, then that team grabs the playoff spot. If it's still tied after head-to-head, and it becomes a 1-game playoff for the last wild card berth. That's the rule for a 3-way tie for the final playoff spot. The rule is you settle it on the field. Like we don't eliminate you from the playoffs based on run differential. Here's a quick recap. Kaboom and the Longhorns, they're finished, they're in. Vandalay finished at 5-7, they're waiting. King Solomon, 4 games left. Destiny is in their own hands. Staying Alive, 2 games left. They need at least a split. Bananas, they got to win both. Hooves, got to go 3-1, preferably 4-0. And if we land at 5-7 in a 3-way tie, it's play-in baseball. Now, I'm pretty sure that was all the answers to all your questions and all your DMs. I know it's a bit complicated. Just before I let you guys go, I want to thank our sponsors. Playoff Picture has been brought to you by the Ojos, sunglasses that keep you looking cool. UCEF TAB Card, save on tuition with everyday spending, powered by Sammy Esses. And G&G Realtors, powered by Milo Sutton, no one knows the market like my mom. And Bracelets and Bands, powered by Jack Rueben Bibi, banana on the field, jeweler off the field. And also HARMONQLO, activewear and bathing suits, all the player of the weeks. Good job. That's the playoff picture. There are some big games left, big stakes at play, maybe even a play-in scenario. Now, if you'll excuse me, after all that math, I definitely need a nap, and I think I deserve some college credits. Yeah, feel like I was in 12th grade all over again.